It's a case that has rocked the Chicago area. A pregnant mom murdered after a Facebook marketplace sale gone wrong.
An altercation ensued, and it resulted in the defendant stabbing the victim 70 times, causing the victim's death and the death of her 5-month-old unborn child. The defendant also stabbed the family dog. Fortunately, the dog was able to escape and survive. Before the defendant was done, he took available materials and started a fire inside the apartment.
And newly released police body cam footage shows the interrogation at the suspect's home.
I want to let you know, though, that there was a fire in that building. Are you aware of that?
No.
In the moment, officers threw him in cuffs. We're on the case presented by Law&Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. You might remember a few weeks back, we covered this story, and the details are just as haunting today as they were the day that it happened. A pregnant woman in Downers Grove, Illinois, is now dead, allegedly at the hands of a dissatisfied Facebook marketplace customer. That alleged customer, and now defendant, you just saw in handcuffs. His name, 19-year-old Nettis Ravukas, a painter and snow removal worker from Westmont, Illinois, which is just about 10 minutes away from the victim and where all of this allegedly took place. Ravukas reportedly had no criminal background, but these are the charges he is now facing: first-degree murder, intentional homicide of an unborn child, armed robbery, aggravated arson, and aggravated cruelty to animals. On paper, the man in custody does not give the impression of a killer. So how does a Facebook marketplace sale for a vehicle set someone off to commit, allegedly, such a horrific crime? There's still so many questions to be answered in this case. What we do know at this point is where the case stands right now in the legal system. And more importantly, we have the full newly released police body cam footage showing the crucial moments leading up to the defendant's arrest. Now, before we jump into that footage, I want to explore the timeline leading up to this moment. According to prosecutors, on January 24th, Eliza Morales' husband listed a dark red 1994 Ford Ranger pickup truck for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Now, the defendant reportedly expressed interest in the vehicle and reached out to Eliza Morales' husband that same day. Investigators say that Ravukas went to the apartment of both Gabriel, the husband, and his wife, Eliza Morales, the victim, to check out the truck, and he ended up buying it, and he left with it that night. Should be a done deal, right? Well, not entirely. Gabriel and Eliza accidentally left their own license plates on the vehicle, so the defendant arranged to meet at the couple's apartment 2 days later to give the plates back and obtain a bill of sale. And that second encounter is what changed everything. Fast forward now, January 26th. It is a Monday, should be just a typical day. According to police, surveillance video from the apartment shows the defendant meeting 30-year-old Eliza Morales in her apartment at 5:28 p.m. At that time, she was home by herself. Now, here's what the DuPage County State Attorney said happened next.
The victim met the defendant, and the defendant retrieved or gave the victim the license plates. The victim gave the defendant a screwdriver. He went out to the truck and came back to the victim and entered the victim's residence.
The door shuts behind them, and according to investigators, video captures the defendant holding a shiny tool resembling a screwdriver behind his back. And here's where things take allegedly a dark and gruesome turn. At 5:47 p.m., roughly 20 minutes after the defendant arrived at the apartment, police said surveillance video captures a struggle between him and Eliza near the doorway, and the door appears to open and close multiple times with the door handle turning from inside the apartment, indicating a possible attempt to escape. But according to police, it was too late.
An altercation ensued, and it resulted in the defendant stabbing the victim 70 times, causing the victim's death and the death of her 5-month-old unborn child. The defendant also stabbed the family dog. Fortunately, the dog was able to escape and survive. Before the defendant was done, he took available materials and started a fire inside the apartment. The defendant then fled in the truck.
At the scene, the fire department arrived after a fire alarm went off in the building around 6:09 p.m. Here is audio from the police scanner.
All right, got a working fire, first floor unit. It's going to be the middle of the building. It looks like it's just kitchen right now. Got the back door open. I just pulled a puppy out. I don't see any victims. This building does have a basement.
It's going to be in the middle of the building. You got a working kitchen fire. You got a puppy out. Still looking for victims. You got the back door open.
Court records said Eliza's body was later discovered near the apartment front door, and she was pronounced dead after being placed in an ambulance. Autopsy records from the DuPage County coroner found over 5 dozen stab wounds, primarily to Eliza's head and neck, with most inflicted by a knife. The coroner also noted defensive injuries, soot in her airways, and bruising to her genital area. Prosecutors said a sexual assault kit was conducted on Eliza's body. Following the gruesome discovery, a manhunt goes underway, and police have a key lead: the dark red Ford Ranger pickup truck, the product allegedly behind this deadly sale.
The Downers Grove Police Department quickly identified the suspect in this case, and at 11:42, they observed the pickup truck in the driveway on a house on Spruce Lane in Westmont.
5 hours after the defendant reportedly fled the crime scene, police officers are now standing in the entryway of the home that he shares with his girlfriend, waiting for him to come out. And here's how the confrontation began.
Netus?
Not
Netus, sorry.
How's it going, man?
This is Andy.
My name's Andy. From Down Hill Cutie. Nick? Keep an eye on me. Hey, the reason we're here, sorry to bother you today, man. We're just trying to ask about that car. You bought that car earlier? Yeah? Well, when did you buy this car?
Saturday.
This past Saturday?
Yeah, this Saturday.
Okay.
Yeah.
This past Saturday? So how'd you find that car? Like, how'd you... Facebook Marketplace? You were just searching for a pickup truck? Or...
Mm-hmm.
And then you found this one? For how much was it for?
$2,200, but I got the guy on $1,600.
Okay, and you met the guy in person or negotiated in person? Who'd you meet there with?
My girlfriend.
You, your girlfriend, you, and just one guy?
No,
you bought it
just
from?
me and her.
Anyway.
Oh, I bought it from me at one single guy.
A guy by himself, and then he negotiated there?
Yeah.
You bought it cash?
Yeah. So I threw him an offer, and then that was it.
Okay, how much you buy it for?
$1,600, like I said.
$1,600, and then you guys drove home that day?
Yeah.
With the truck? Yeah. Okay, and then you guys have any recent contact with him between Saturday and today?
I gave him his license plate back.
When did you give him his license plate back?
Yesterday.
Sorry, man. I'm trying to make you nervous. I'm just scooting
You're
past you.
fine.
Yesterday?
Mm-hmm.
What was yesterday?
What, Monday?
Monday?
I
you mean,
forget-
today's Monday.
I'm sorry, Tuesday. Or Sunday.
So
Or no. What time is it?
Today's still Monday.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I plowed hard.
You're an adult. You
Yeah, so Monday.
So today, early today?
Yes.
So what did you do? Did you call him on the phone or Facebook message him, or what did you do?
I messaged him.
On Facebook Messenger? Okay, and then what did you tell him? Like, hey, what did you tell him?
Because he told me to either tell him when I'm passing through to just drop it off with the mail thing or give it to his wife.
Okay, and then you said fine.
Mm-hmm.
And then just walk me through, man. So what time did you end up giving them like the license plate?
I think I texted him at 5:15, and they're just like right around there.
5:15, and you were in the area, or?
Yeah, because I was working in Lombard, and it's
Okay.
same shit.
And then you said, so you pretty much bought it where he lives? That where you bought the?
Yeah.
You know the address by any chance?
230 something.
Okay.
It's behind some dealer, because I remember I went to the dealer back.
So behind some dealership over there?
He sent me the wrong address, so I kept going back and forth between dealers.
Okay. So then did you meet with anybody? Who'd you give the plate to, or?
Yeah, his wife, I gave it to her at the door, and then she gave me a bill of sale.
You got the bill of sale with you too?
I should.
So you didn't get no bill of sale on Saturday?
No, because I forgot. I usually don't need a bill of sale, but
Okay. Yeah, it looks like you forgot the plates.
I
You forgot the plates. You guys forgot a lot
he
of stuff,
texted
right?
me he forgot the plates, and I've been over before because someone will take the plates and put go through tolls or take it to tickets.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
At this point, the defendant refuses to provide officers with the bill of sale on the truck. And from what we now know, that's because the exchange never happened. Here's where officers question him about his interaction with Eliza.
So you came in there, you saw the wife?
Yeah, at the door, I gave it to her.
So, at the door of the apartment or the whole complex?
Complex, like
You were still outside?
gate, if you call it.
Sorry. So you came to the front, like just the vestibule, and you gave her the plate there? What, do you remember what she was wearing?
Black.
Like black clothing or
Yeah, like a black sweater.
black sweater? Was she by herself?
From what I know, I don't know.
Okay, was she actually normal? I mean, when she came out?
Yeah.
She actually normal, she was okay. And you handed her the plate?
Yeah.
And you know exactly what time it was? Do you have your phone? Maybe you called her at that time? Can you see what time
I
it
didn't
was?
know, I didn't call that.
How did she know you were outside?
At the little gate, because they have the name, so I just paused it.
Okay, and you just buzzed the name and she came out?
Because he said it was his wife, I feel like, because then I call him and then he called her. Unless he gave me his wife's number, I think. So.
Do you have the Facebook message app between you two? Just to confirm?
I should.
I know this seems like a lot for buying a car, but we're trying to put everything on the timeline here, man. That's you're very helpful for us right now.
Well, my phone keeps.
The car's been working fine for you, though?
Somewhat.
Yeah, $1,600 car, right?
You buy it?
Yeah, it's 600. No, I bought that one for myself.
To drive it?
That's pretty good. The biggest thing is just on the highway, it's a little shaky. Yeah, I just told them I'd be there around 5.
So it's about to head out to work in mid-shift? Whose number is that? Is that his?
I don't know. I never called it or texted it.
I'll text you when I'm close by. I'll be there around 4:10. Does that work? And then he questioned you, Mark, 5:10? Why? He didn't want 4:10?
No, because it was 4:30.
Ah, I gotcha.
I completely forgot.
5:10, yes, sorry. Yes, sounds good. And that was it? What time did he send that? 4:38.
4:34.
And you got there
5:10 left he came.
and everything was fine.
No, yeah, he's
Okay.
been working.
You didn't go inside the apartment or anything like that?
According to investigators, the encounter at Eliza's apartment lasted longer than just 5 minutes. In fact, it was around 40 minutes from the time that the suspect arrived at her home to when the fire department received an alert from the building. Officers continue to press the defendant about this bill of sale.
Do you have the that bill of sale that she wrote up?
I'm pretty sure I lost it.
You just got it like a couple hours ago.
No, I got it a couple hours ago.
He's worked like 36 hours.
Oh. Wow.
I mean, like, she wrote it up for you, right? And then did you guys do 2 copies, or she kept one, or she just did one?
No, I usually just have. I know people do the dual copies, but I always have one. But 99% of the time, they don't ask me for a bill of sale. It's just the one time because of the tax purposes, I assume.
Yeah, and I'll tell you straight up front here, if you paid $1,600 and you wrote on the bill of sale $500 or $1, we don't give a shit about that.
Really?
No, I don't care about that. But do you have the paperwork that she filled out, or that, whatever you came up with? I don't care what the amount was, or if it's, says you bought it for $100.
No, I didn't know that.
We're not the tax police today.
Okay.
So, but we're just trying to connect the dots here. So, I want to let you know, though, that there was a fire at that building. Are you aware of that?
No.
No. So we're just trying to figure out what all's going on. So.
Okay.
What is that, the red tape for?
Oh, it's not
Oh,
really
it's
paint.
just cuff?
No, yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was like a red tape, right?
Same thing in color.
Gotcha. Was there coldness? You got anything in your hands right now?
No, there's salt at work, so.
Salt at work, okay.
So,
Where's the bill of sale, you think? Is it somewhere in your room or in the truck?
I would assume it's in one of my clothes, but
is it cool if we look for it, or you look for it?
I can try looking
We're just,
for it, yeah.
like I said, we're just trying to come
Oh,
up
I
with
understand.
what the heck happened.
We're
just trying to get a timeline where the fire started, so at least, at this time, it didn't happen, so it happened after 5:10 or whatever you were, you said you were 5 minutes, 5:20, 5:25, right?
It was a little bit later. It wasn't on time, but.
Gotcha. And then she was wearing, you said, black sweater?
Yeah, black sweater, like a thin black sweater.
Okay. I don't know. What would your clothing be? Is it over there? for the bill of sale?
Yeah, I could look at it. I have the pants.
Yeah, you want to go?
Yeah.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. You do snow removal then?
I do painting with snow removal in the winter.
Gotcha.
This, and these, but don't have anything. I usually throw everything away once I come back. It's always full of salt and.
Why'd you have to get the bill of sale though? If you needed that for the.
It's just when I go to the DMVs, I've had problems before where they won't let me register the car. I don't know the exact reason. So I said I didn't know that you pay less or you don't actually pay less. My brother's always told me that you pay less.
I think there's always like a threshold.
I think that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
there's always
And
threshold.
If it's under a certain amount,
You
I
pay
think
that.
it's like a flat rate. As long as you didn't pay like 20 grand.
Heck, then after that, it's like 10% or.
But that's not good then if we lost it already. If you just got it.
I know that.
What's your phone number, Anita, in case we need to call?
Throw in the visor or the glove box or something.
No, I'm good.
Thank you for coming out for us at the middle of the night. It's very helpful. I'm just trying to make sure to figure out the timeline and all that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, around 5:20, I get it and then I leave.
Okay. Alright.
Because that truck stalls out on me.
Did you drive the truck there? Did you drive the truck
Yeah.
there? You drove the truck there and it was fine?
Right now?
When I brake really hard, it stalls out. I don't know.
No problem.
It's like in the sense of the whole truck shuts off.
It's a 94 truck.
No, I know that. It's
Okay.
truck shit.
Okay, one last thing from me I can ask for you. Is it okay if we go search your car to make sure everything's okay in the car? We're not looking for drugs. We're not looking for any of that.
The defendant doesn't sound eager for officers to search his car. And after failing to provide the bill of sale of the truck, officers move in to arrest him.
We're not worried about that.
Your arrest, okay.
For what? Can I put a sack
Explain it in
on?
just a second, okay? Just take a deep breath. You got your phone with you?
Mm-hmm. You want me to give it to you?
Go ahead and step forward.
The defendant, now in handcuffs, remains calm as officers retrieve the rest of the people in the house. They appear to be in utter disbelief.
What is going on?
There's going to be 4 additional people in this house, just so you know. Some of them are sleeping still.
We got a 100-year-old lady upstairs and a 40-year-old.
Okay.
There's no upstairs.
Okay,
go ahead and ID him. Do some interviews on timeline, and I'll get a patrol unit to do a transport for this guy back to the PD.
You got slippers?
No.
Can
Shoes?
I get his shoes?
Yeah, where are his shoes at?
Right over here.
I'll come with you.
Is there anything you can tell me about? Is this about questioning or why he's being taken into custody at all?
Yeah, we'll explain to you in just a second, okay? Let's step out here, okay?
Yeah. Okay, sure.
Officers bring the defendant to the squad car.
I'll get the door.
Yeah.
Can you guys go in with Andy? Yeah. I'm just gonna secure that for now. Here, just stop right here at the. You can stop at like the sidewalk.
Am I allowed to pull my shoe up?
What you got? You want to pull your shoe up?
Yeah, it's good. My shoe down.
Yeah, if you can reach it. I don't want you to fall over here, man.
Thank you. I don't understand if I.
We'll talk about it,
something
man.
with the truck.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Okay. I'll get you in the squad car here where it's warm. What do you got in your pockets?
It's my phone.
Any firearms on
My
you?
phone.
Any
Just my phone.
any knives? Anything like that?
No.
Okay. Hang on just a second. He's got a phone in here. I'm going to take his phone. You got a phone? This is yours? Anything else in your pockets?
I don't know if it's alive. No.
You don't know if it's on?
I couldn't charge it.
We were just on it. It's got some. Okay. You did the jacket too, right? Okay. All right. Let's get in there where you're nice and warm, and then in just a minute we're going to transfer you to another warm squad car. Okay.
Dashcam video shows the suspect asking once more why he's arrested while on the way to the police station.
Are you able to tell me what this is about?
I'll be honest, man, I do not know anything about what's going on.
I haven't had
It's just around 10 o'clock, so I haven't
Okay.
All right, man, we're going to go ahead and walk right in here in the booking room, all right?
Now, the police footage ends here, but the night is far from over.
We began our first interview, which was not very fruitful, other than telling us that he was there. And then later on, during the second interview, obviously he made statements that implicated him in the crime.
During the defendant's second police interview, he allegedly admitted to killing Eliza Morales, telling investigators he stabbed her 10 times. And that is allegedly still 60 less times than determined by autopsy records. On why the altercation happened in the first place, he reportedly told investigators that he was angry about the condition of the truck that he had purchased and took out his frustration on the victim. Police say the defendant continued to confess to detectives that he started the fire in the apartment by stacking items onto the kitchen stove and using chemicals and sanitizer as accelerants. The defendant also reportedly admitted to taking Eliza's phone with him, later snapping it in half in his vehicle and throwing it from the car window. When it comes to the alleged murder weapon, the defendant reportedly told detectives that he discarded a knife used in the attack near another road in town. His interview with detectives also reportedly revealed the defendant went to a local hardware store to change his jacket, remove bloody clothing, and use bathroom cleaner in an attempt to remove blood off of him. The defendant at one point also reportedly went with detectives to recover evidence. And here's what they found.
Subsequently, a search warrant was executed at the Spruce Lane address, and located in the course of that search warrant were boots that it is believed the defendant was wearing at the time of the offense. And the police observed what appeared to be blood on those boots. Additional clothing was also located at that residence. The preliminary results of the fire investigation is that there are 2 points of origin, the first being the kitchen stove and the second being the front door. The fire is currently determined as incendiary and started with normal combustible materials. The police continued their investigation, which led them to 63rd and Main, which is an Ace Hardware store, and in the garbage at that location, the police located additional clothing that the defendant had been wearing at the time of the offense. In addition, they located Eliza's work lanyard and work IDs from Lurie Children's Hospital, where Eliza worked, as well as Eliza's husband's debit card. There were gloves that appeared to have been blood that were located, as well as pieces of Eliza's phone. The police also executed a search warrant on the subject truck, and apparent blood was located on the driver's door and steering wheel.
As I mentioned at the beginning of this story, the defendant here is facing some very serious charges, disturbing charges, like first-degree murder, intentional homicide of an unborn child, armed robbery, aggravated arson, and aggravated cruelty to animals. And he appeared in court 5 days later for the first time, where a judge denied him bail. And that same afternoon, this defendant was rushed to the hospital in critical condition for what appeared to be self-inflicted injuries. And 3 days after that, he was back in jail. According to the defendant's court docket, his arraignment was pushed to March 3rd, where he is expected to either enter a plea of guilty or not guilty. We will continue to follow the latest developments in this case as it plays out on the legal side. But I also want to make sure that we focus on the victim in this case, 30-year-old Eliza Morales. She also went by the name Nikki, along with her unborn baby. Now, I first mentioned there was a GoFundMe campaign set up by her family, and within 3 weeks, it has now raised nearly $160,000. But of course, there's no price that you can put on a life lost, and in this case, 2 lives, and a life that Eliza lived that touched so many people. And since we last covered this story, there's an obituary that's been put up. And here's what her family had to say in part. Quote, Nikki's zest for life was felt by all who knew her from the moment that she was born. Her generous nature and kind-heartedness will continue to be shown through her larger family and countless friends. Nikki was a vibrant, passionate, courageous person who will be missed by all those she knew and who knew her. We thank the Lord for the honor and privilege of having their beautiful souls in our lives. May she rest in eternal tranquility. That will do it for On the Case, presented by Law and Crime. Subscribe to us on YouTube and Spotify, and now you can find episodes of On the Case streaming on Peacock. I'm Chris Stewart. We'll see you next time.